Okay, now let's talk about the poem Fire and Ice. It's again by Robert Frost, and his poems, his poetry is normally very simple. It uses the very simple language, but it's going to be very thought provoking. If you remember, you read the poem called The Road Not Taken in class 9. Remember? So that was apparently a very simple journey into the wood. But what does it actually say? What does the poet actually say in that poem? He talks about the choices we make in life, right? Similarly, here in your syllabus, in your class 10 syllabus, we already have covered one more poem. That was Dust of Snow. It's already covered on the channel. And this one is Fire and Ice. It's very simple, it's very short. Let's read out the poem first. Then I'm going to discuss and describe all that is going on here. Okay, so here it goes. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. So, in the first stanza, the poet says, some people think that this is the again outer meaning of the poem, this is the apparent meaning, literal meaning if you like. It also has an inner meaning. We're going to come to that. So, let's discuss the literal meaning first. So, some people say that the world is going to end in fire. Okay, and he knows, the poet knows one or two things about desire. Desire is again compared to fire here in this case. So according to him, as far as he knows of the thing that's called desire, he also believes them, he also is with them, with those people who believe that the world is going to end in fire. Now let's go to the second stanza. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. Now he is of the second opinion here, that although fire is good enough to destroy the earth, destroy the world, but if it has to perish, if it has to destroy, if it has to be destroyed twice, two times, ice is also good enough for that, right? Ice is also enough, ice has enough destructive capability to do that thing twice, to destroy the world once again, and that would suffice means be sufficient, be enough for the destruction of the earth. So this is the literal meaning, this is the apparent meaning of the poem. Now what does the poet actually mean here? So if you see, fire and ice actually, see on the outside, yes, fire actually can destroy the entire world, why not? And ice too, we also have our earth has already experienced an ice age where the earth was entirely covered in ice, right? So yes, these are equally destructive forces of nature. Fire can destroy the earth, ice can destroy the earth alone itself, but this is not all. This poem has a layered meaning too. That is, fire actually stands for the human emotions, human feelings like desire, greed, these emotions. And according to the poet here, greed and desire, these things can reach such a limit for human beings. They will kill each other for that. And when human beings start killing each other, obviously our destruction is going to come very soon, right? Similarly for hate, hate and jealousy, these type of emotions, these type of human emotions are called cold emotions. So ice is compared to these emotions here, hatred and jealousy, and these type of negative emotions. Clear? So hatred and jealousy, you know what destructive power these things have, jealousy and hatred, obviously, right? So these things, out of jealousy and hatred especially, human beings do go to war out of hatred of each other, and you know what wars can cause. So this is it, this is the inner meaning of the poem. Now let's discuss the rhyme scheme of it, and also go through the figures of speech that we have here. It actually has a very unique rhyme scheme. Why? Because it follows a rhyme scheme like A B A, A B C, B C B. Why and how? Just let me explain. Okay, so bear with me. So the first line ends in fire, second line ends in ice, third line ends in desire. We have 9 lines. Let's divide it by 3. So fire, ice, desire. If fire is A, ice doesn't match with fire, it becomes B. Desire matches with fire, so A, B, A. Clear? Now let's move on. Fire again, A. Remember, fire was A, so this fire is also A. twice, B again, hate. Twice is B. Why? Because remember eyes and eyes was B, so twice is also B. So now for the second stanza, second part of this poem, it's A, B, but hate doesn't match with any of those, so hate becomes C. So it's A, B, C. This is why it's very unique. This rhyme scheme is very unique. And for the last three lines, ice, great, suffice. Ice was what? Ice was B, right? So it's B, great is C, yeah, so it's B, C, B. So what's the rhyme scheme of the entire poem? It's A, B, A, B, C, B, C, B. So it has a very unique rhyme scheme in this manner, in this way. And now let's go through the figures of speech here, one by one. I'll just only talk about the important figures of speech and not all of them. So if you see, alliteration is the prominent figure of speech. Actually, it appears in every poem. It should be so easy to spot. You should all be able to spot alliterations, at least similar sound, similar consonant sound at the beginning of the close together words. Like here, if you see favor, fire, world, will, these are some examples. Alliteration. Imagery has been used here. When you are reading this line, some say the world will end in fire. Just when you're reading this, just imagine and just close your eyes. You will start to picture. You will start to form a picture of this line. Some say the world will end in fire. You can picturize this entire visual in your head. So this is why it's called imagery. Then we have anaphora. Anaphora is the start. We can skip anaphora actually. We have personification. Why? Fire, ice. Fire and ice, these natural forces, they have been given the human capacity and capability of destruction. So in this case, its personification has been used here. Enjambment, again we have discussed this in the previous poem as well. Enjambment is the continuation of a line into the next one, continuation of the thought and expression into the next line of the poem. So if you see here, from what I have tasted of desire, the thought doesn't end there in that line, it continues into the next one. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Okay, so these are going to be it. Stick with the channel. Again, if you are new to the channel, do grab the subscribe button. I am going to follow up with all the poems first of all of your syllabus. Then I am going to go to the stories as well. For the stories, I am not sure if I am going to be able to read out the whole stories and do line by line explanation. I think that is going to be very difficult. I am being very honest here with you. But if you do comment, do let me know what will be better, reading out the whole stories and line by line explanation, or just going over I'm talking about the stories, by the way. For the poems, I'm going to read out everything and I'm going to explain in detail with every single detail, meaning, word meaning, figures of speech, everything, inner meaning, the hidden meaning, whatever that is there in a poem to be covered. But in terms of the stories, do let me know in the comment what you guys think it will be better, whether the reading of the whole lines, line by line and explanation, or just in the important aspects, theme of the stories, and whatever you will need in your answers for the exam papers. So do let me know in that comment, and thanks for watching. And if you like this video also, do give me